Today I'm going to be covering an in-depth analysis on one of the trades we looked at taking last week with USDCHF. Hi there and welcome to the Forex Collective. Today is another weekly analysis. I'm going to be doing today a little bit differently. Instead of going over each pair that I cover, I'm going to go over one or two pairs. Today is just one, but I'm going to give a full analysis on that pair so that you guys get a little bit more out of it. Instead of me just saying I'm looking for a short here, I'm looking for a long here, I'm going to go over the specific reasons why I'm looking at those with this pair. So if you don't know me already, my name is Brian and I'm a full-time Forex trader. I have a signal service, so if you want to know my results, check out my homepage. And I upload tutorials on Forex and weekly analysis like this one. So if you haven't done so already, please subscribe now so you don't miss out. Okay, let's go to the charts right now. Okay, so right now there's quite a few things on this chart. USDCHF, right now I'm looking at the daily. So why am I looking, I'm looking for a long position, but why am I looking for a long initially? Okay, so what happened was, it was a simple Fibonacci retracement with a 12-hour candlestick, bullish engulfing bar. Those two things put together made me start thinking of a long position. So first of all, I always draw these triangles. It paints a good picture, I find, of the trend and what to expect. I typically find these triangles will complete in threes, so 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. So waves usually go in threes, and I would expect trend lines to be touched 3 times typically. So I'd be looking for a long to go to that trend line. So I had a fib extension drawn, so from the top to the bottom. Price came down, hit this 50% line, and if I go on the 12-hour, form this engulfing bar right after RSI turned oversold and the RSI turned. Okay, so it's important. It shows that price is probably now oversold and that buyers are probably going to come in and start propping up the price. So buyers started coming in, and we entered on a 50% retrace of this candle, or maybe it was slightly under, I can't really remember. But then, what started happening after, price didn't really go as I was hoping it would. So I started looking at it more. I had this really steep bearish channel, and price had a really hard time breaking out. You can see that price did break out, but then this 4-hour bearish engulfing bar happened. I think it was somewhere around this time where I said, you know what, let's just get out. We came out slightly ahead at a 0.4 risk to reward. That's better than a loss, and I'm going to share the reasons why. So upon further analysis, I couldn't get much in the way of price action like candlesticks and that. So then I started looking at potential Elliot wave things. So the reason why I have this arrow drawn here is because I started looking at a potential 5-wave thing down. So what happens in a fourth wave, in a potential fourth wave, is a triangle usually happens, and that's what's been happening, is this triangle or bearish, or like this bearish flag. You can see that here's the mast and here's the flag is happening right now, and that's very typical of a fourth wave, and that's what makes me believe that price is going to continue down and hit that major trend line, which also corresponds to about a 618 retracement. Or if I look at a fib extension of wave 4, it's about a 1.4 extension, which makes sense, 1.4, 1.6 area. So now we're going to be looking at a long here. Now the other reason that I forgot to cover already as to why we were looking at a long is when price gets to a reversal area, it will usually reverse in a 5-wave impulse, right? So 5 waves usually with the trend. So if I go down, what was I looking at? It was a pretty small time frame. Let me do this. Now, what did it look like? Yeah, here's what it kind of looked like. So price hit this area. That's when a 12-hour candle formed. You can see this big thing. If we look at an Elliot wave, it was a clear 5-wave impulse up. This triangle, you know, like that. So we actually entered somewhere around here, I believe, and then price did an A, B, C. Oh, I missed it there. There we go. An A, B, C correction down, and it's kind of meandering. So it did do this pattern. However, because it has a sustained corrective pattern, that's what is making me believe that it's wave 4 and not a start of a reversal. So that's the reason there. So taking trades is a lot more than just, or can be a lot more than just finding a trend line, doing some simple candlestick analysis. You know, I like to use other methods as confirmation. I have my base strategy, and then I like to confirm it with other methods. So if you don't know why I've been using these fib extensions and fib retracements, I'm going to be doing a video on that really shortly. Okay. The other thing to know is when we were in this trade, we had my entry and the stop, and the target was based on a retracement to the 238 Fibonacci retracement. So retracements and extensions are very important, especially with finding targets and potential reversal areas. And I'm going to be covering that in a future video. So there we are. There is my analysis on USDCHF. So the reasons why we looked at entering at this level with the price action, the fib retracement, the 5-wave impulse, the ABC correction. The reason why we got out with this, you know, 4th wave triangle going on, kind of a bull or bearish flag, and why we were going to be looking at taking a long down at this major trend line instead. Okay, so there we go, a very in-depth analysis, and all this information was actually covered in my signal service, along with other pairs that I do follow. So if you have any questions or comments, please find my email on my homepage or in the description below, or just simply leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.